I know what you're thinking. Holy shit. He didn't have that cup of coffee before. You know, while the intro was going on, I went ahead and grabbed it. I mean, you saw me get up. You saw me get up during the shuffle and head to the kettle. Or you saw my feet moving around. Anyway, you saw my feet shuffling. There was that. So, it's the big Thursday reading. We know what that means. We are one day closer to Friday, and let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to get up super early tomorrow, so I'm not going to be doing the reading like I normally do. That one is going to be a midnight posting. I know it's not going to sit right with some people, but, well, when you're doing this as kind of a side thing, and understand this is not my hobby. This is not a hobby at all. This is just my side thing. Something I love to do, and I want to do it consistently. Well, you kind of have to have a job to keep that kind of thing going. I'm not interested in chasing YouTube or any other platforms ever moving goalposts on monetization. So, that's why I work out the deal with you. You know what the deal is. But for those of you just joining the channel and you're not aware of what the deal is, let me explain. See, if I were to monetize this channel, it would strictly be to buy more decks, buy different tarot mats and cloths. You know, I'd basically be pouring it all right back into the channel. Probably new camera equipment, audio equipment, that sort of thing. That's what I would be doing. But you pretty much have to come with a ready-made audience for YouTube. And at one point, this particular channel was something else. And I did have it monetized. And YouTube, you still owe me 30 cents. Well, I got informed that unless I do, I can't remember what it was now, they've undergone so many changes since that time. Unless I did so much more, then I was out of the partner program. And I had to wonder, if you showed up to your job and said, oh, by the way, hope that last paycheck went really, really far, was it good? Well, you know, in order to get any more paychecks out of us, you're going to have to do a lot more. We need so much production and all this other stuff, or we won't pay you. Let me ask you something, what would you do? If your answer was, fuck that, I quit. Believe one thing, I'd hemmed and hawed over continuing it. I did a few more videos, and then I decided that was it. That was it. You know, couldn't really keep putting my own money into the channel, so there was only one thing to do. Just keep working. And then this came up. And I decided, well, this is a unique opportunity to just do some videos. I was going to do them on a different platform anyway. Might as well do them here, right? But anyway, the other reason is because getting these things edited, getting them uploaded, that's kind of the easy part. It's, you know, grabbing all the links to all the different platforms, which I'm on about like maybe 5 or 6, getting those out to my social media. The laggard in the bunch is BitChute. So if you're watching me on BitChute, know one thing. If the links all went out at the same time, BitChute, I usually upload to BitChute first, so that it takes less time for the links to become live and active. But sometimes even like a 15-minute video could take a while to become live, that is. Anyway. So today, on Thursday, we have Thor, the day for which, that's Thursday is his namesake. So if you feel like you're in a rut today, today is a day for you to bust out of it. Now, we're guided by none other than Ragnarok. And for those of you unfamiliar with the story, or Thor's role in it, this is one of those messages so far I'm going to make a little bit of a bold prediction here. Based on these two cards, this looks like someone getting ready to prematurely end something. Let me tell you about Thor's role in Ragnarok. He goes up against the serpent Jormungand, his mortal arch nemesis. He kills Jormungand, and then he takes Mjolnir and he performs a coup de grace by smashing Mjolnir's head. Unfortunately, he smashes the venom sacs, and the venom sacs make a mist of the venom that's in them when Thor brings Mjolnir down. Thor takes 9 steps and dies. I'm going to make the bold prediction that this is going to be a reading telling you not to give up because you are so close to achieving what it is you want. Hang in there. We're still in the downward spiral of this moon. We're winding down now. So, who's our spirit animal for today? Snake spirit. Oddly enough, I was just thinking about this card. It's a weird time for this card to come up. And its message is it's time to heal. Now, snakes do that. They heal, but they heal in a way that's kind of strange. What they do is their old skin molts, and then they shed it. Then they have new skin. It's all healed up, and they go about their business. Kind of interesting, because it looks like we have to kind of leave some past issues behind as well. So, I just watched one of Knox Hill's videos where he talks about mental health and things like that, and he said he echoed this sentiment. Pardon me. There we go. Better. But he said, some people, they're so close, they've been working so long, so hard, and they look at all their work and they think, it's time to give up, it's time to go pack it in and go home. And they have no idea how close they are, because all they saw was the darkness of that tunnel. They didn't see the light at the end of it. They didn't realize how close they were. And today I'm definitely starting to see that. So we have the sun. There's that light shining there. We have a 10 of Cups. There's that family in abundance. And then the 7 of Cups, which is kind of a difficult choice. Start with the sun. We have light now. We are so close. This is our present position, even though you can't see it. Understand something. You may be kind of stuck in that tunnel for a bit. But the end is closer than you think. And guess what? All you got to do is just venture just a little bit further forward. It may just be night outside. You may come out just before the dawn. It may still seem dark, but if you give it a minute, the sun will come out. You'll start to see it. Then we have this 10 of Cups. And this is what matters most to us, right? This should be our driving force, is that family. Because if you really want that abundance, this is us looking back. This is us being the hero of our own story. This is how we do it. Because difficult choices are everything. And the most difficult choice to make right now is, do I have it to keep going on? Do I have what it takes to just keep moving forward? And the answer is you do. What is it I'm telling you? Almost all the time on this channel. Let me put something in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to these cards, when it comes to what it is I'm trying to tell you, it's simply this. I'm telling you these things. I'm bringing you these messages. I'm laying out these cards, and I'm receiving them to bring to you, to let you know that you are the most powerful person in your life right now. You can affect change where you need it or where you want it. But the question is, what do you want? That has to be first and foremost. It cannot be anyone else's decision. And with the sun god Ra, from that sun card, that's who's there. That is your success. It's your birth. It's your confidence after passing through difficult times. Think of how you'll look back at all the difficulty, all the bullshit you had to put up with, all the people who said this, your project is going nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you right now, I just started work on a tabletop RPG. I have no idea if it's going to be successful. I'm hoping I nail it the first time, and I know one thing, it's not going to happen. Want to know why I'm doing it? Because I want to. There's been a stroke of brilliance and inspiration, and I have to have it. I want it. Do I care if it sells? If anything, I'm probably just going to give it away. Not even going to lie. Not that I don't care about it. It's I want it in your hands. It's something I enjoy doing. If I want money, I'll go to my job. Simple as that. I do want money, but I'll go to my job. But anyway, this is your optimism. It should be optimism and enthusiasm for the path ahead. What is your project, ladies and gentlemen? Friends, neighbors, family, acquaintances, what is it? Because going to that Ten of Cups is going to mean everything. And this comes from the Ten of Cups comes from the Julnar the Seaborn, which is a Persian Arabic folk tale. But this is where you get your harmony, your reunions, your security, family and things like that. Julnar finds a happy, loving husband and has a child. Her brother rises from the sea, which often represents the subconscious, to congratulate her and celebrate her newfound life. That's exactly what this is. That's why I'm looking them up. I just want to let you know what the folk tales are, which you can find, by the way, in a nice little book I will be showing you in just a moment. And then that Seven of Cups, this comes from none other than Aladdin, which is another Persian folk tale. We all know how that one went, right? But this is where you're daydreaming. These are fantasy, decisions, wishful thinking, even some procrastination. You may be even procrastinating, right? So hang on just a minute. I'm going to grab that book for you. I'm going to show you where these folk tales are collected. Because a companion book, and I don't mean this, was written for this deck, Tarot of the Divine. I'm not being paid to advertise these decks. I use them, so, But Tarot of the Divine was made by Yoshi Yoshitani, who has written for Image Comics and the like. she has mixed heritage, and she celebrates those mixed heritages by finding their common ground and putting them into a companion book called Beneath the Moon. Haven't we been talking a lot about the moon lately? We have. And here it is. And you can look up stories like The Condor's Wife, which has the image from the tarot card in the deck. It's my hope that you'll get a copy of this book. Even if you don't read the tarot, that's fine. Get this book and read it to your kids. All the stories are literally 1 page long. Here's Rapunzel, 1 page. Read 1 page a night. 78 folk tales right here in this book from all over the world. It's my hope to have Yoshi Yoshitani autograph the guidebook for that tarot deck and possibly even that book. I would love that. Anyway, going to the Enchanted Map Oracle, because hey, what is a fantasy life without a map, right? What is a fantasy realm without a map? We have a balancing act. We also have Peaks of Joy, and we have Sacred Pool. Now your balancing act, this thing, let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're overworked, if you're overstressed, it's time to pull back in the opposite direction as much as you can. If you've been a little lazy or you've been procrastinating, it's time to get up off your butt and get to work. Peaks of Joy. We all know what this is about. This is such a simple card. Looking at it, you can see it. This is that time where we want to jump. We want to take those leaps of faith. We really want to be in the air right now. We want to, I mean, look at this. That's like Michael Jordan level jumping right there. And don't we all want to be like Mike? I think we do. And then the Sacred Pool. Those calm, tranquil waters. Whether it's in your bathtub, at the spa, at the lake, at a pond, it doesn't matter. That calm emotion you experience when you're out there on the river fishing or whatever it is you do. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I always say always do what lights you up. Sometimes you just need to do what calms you. You need to get out of the city for a while. You need to get out into nature. I would do that this weekend, but guess what? It's going to be cold. And, yeah, I don't think a hike out in the woods is going to be so great. It's going to be windy and snowy and, yeah, not exactly conducive to great conditions, right? I'm not going to be so calm freezing my tuchus off. Anyway, go to your runes. Issa. Ice. Well, it's not the weekend reading, but this is where you should be reflecting. We're pointing at that sacred pool there. You know, this Ten of Cups pointing right at the peaks of joy. The sun letting us know what we need to be balancing out in our lives. But the ice, those can also be our obstacles. We're meant to overcome those. The adversity you face today, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the big bragging rights you get tomorrow. We also have Ingvas, or Ingus. And I'm looking at this as more unity than anything. It says masculine fertility and unity. Honestly, I'm seeing unity in this one. And I'll tell you why I'm seeing unity. Sometimes you do need others to help make you a success. You need others to drive you. Anyway, you do need others. You do need a support system. Remember, no one does it alone. I can tell you with this tabletop role-playing game, I've got a support system behind me, and they're probably sick of listening to me talk about it. But I do have a hell of a support system. Whether they're sick of me, rambling on about reject modernity and embrace tabletop role-playing, they still back me up, and I shall always do likewise. Anyway, and for the final one, we have Thurusaz. If you followed me on High Notes, this was yesterday's Rune of the Week. So we've got some conflict. We've got some challenges. Let me tell you something, folks. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be indoors. There is no part of me that wants to go out and into that disaster. Maybe Sunday, but definitely not Saturday. And I'm really not looking forward to after work tomorrow, because I got to do grocery shopping in that mess. But anyway, in any case, challenges, right? We talked about Issa over there. We have to overcome those. So we do have to combine with others. We have to collaborate. We have to shed the past. All those times we've been hurt. All those times that we've, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you a little story. I know I'm getting a little long in the tooth here, but I promise you I'm almost done. Okay. I know you're probably sick of me talking about tabletop role-playing games too, but I'm going to say this. There was a certain tabletop role-playing game that there is still a religious stigma attached to it. And for years, every time I was in at a Sunday school or a church and they started talking about it, it was always the same wild claims. And if you took the little figures, if you took those miniatures and you threw them in a fireplace while a fire was going, they would emit a scream because of the souls trapped in them. Yes, those claims were made publicly on national television. It would lead you to dangerous things like drugs and satanic worship and suicide. And no, yes, the doom and gloom was real, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, when you're a kid, you'll believe some outrageous things. I was a kid and I believed it. And then my contrarian brain kicked in one day. It woke up and it said, wait a minute. Okay, so if you're in this game and you're playing a knight, for example, how is it bad that you want to slay a dragon and keep it from destroying an entire kingdom? That doesn't make sense. How's that bad? And so I went into kind of exploring it. Back then the internet didn't exist as it does now, so not a lot of research I could do on it. Then I got a game one Christmas called Hero Quest. Little did I know, Hero Quest was basically Dungeons and Dragons without the roleplay involved. Basically, it was like a little dungeon crawl. You rolled some dice, you moved some figures around, you rolled some dice for attacks, and that was basically it. Just the roleplay element was taken out of it. Well, then a friend of mine turned up with Steve Jackson's GURPS. Generic Universal Roleplay System. That's a book I still want to get, because I do miss that book. That book was awesome. There are others like Genesis out there which you can get. But anyway, he turns up with that. We tried to develop a game. It didn't go so well. He comes back later with Intro to Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, 2nd edition. We broke it out, and there's a map. There's like 2 maps with this game. And there are little miniatures, which were the same miniatures as the ones from my Hero Quest game. And I pointed it out. I was like, hey, guess what, guys? We've played with these before. Now, as I'm playing with it, I'm having the time of my life with the guys. These games take hours to play. And we are so enthralled and so happy with it. And then, after the games are over, it occurs to me, they've been lying to me. The people I trusted have been lying to me, and I won't stand for it. And that's where things kind of turn into a bit of a clusterfuck. Because I spoke out against those lies. And I was opposed, socially, sometimes violently. I got knocked around a bit. But the whole purpose was, hey, if you just stop playing those games, this kind of thing won't happen. I've got a couple D&D boxes over there in that shelf. I've got some other role-playing books in there too. So, while I do have some scars to prove it, while the past was there, while it's very much a part of everything, one thing still remains. I'm still playing. I won. That's what you gotta remember. When the conflict is over, when the challenges have been met, bested, weighed, measured, and found wanting, when all those conditions are met, you look forward, you leave them behind, and you can say, honestly, as the song says, through every broken bone, you swear you lived. You can do it. Don't give up now. If you need a hand up, reach out. Someone out there is probably going to take it. Might be me, might be someone else. But you'll make it. That much I promise you. But only if you keep moving forward. So, that's really all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Midnight, 12 a.m. Friday. New video. The weekend reading will be up. You'll get the weekend reading. You'll get more of a heads up this weekend than you have in the past couple weekends. I hope to see you there. Hope to see you on Hangouts too. In any case, love you guys. Be sure to take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. Even if that means going somewhere just to be calm for a little while. To meditate on your problems. To overcome those challenges. To unite with others. Call in your soul family. They'll be there. I should know. Seen the evidence myself. And as always, my friends, family, neighbors, acquaintances, shine on.